What I'm about to show you is the 18 types of Antichrist. And this is going to be a lot of information in just hopefully 10 minutes or less. But I got this written down in the back of my Bible. That way, if somebody asks me about it, I just turn to it. Here's all the information. Now, I don't have each little detail about why they are a type, but definitely enough to show that they are one. Okay, the first one is Cain. You know the story of Cain and Abel? In Genesis 4, he murders Abel. In Genesis 4:8, Cain murders his brother. John 8:44, the devil was a murderer from the beginning. So both murderers. 1 John 3:12 says Cain was of that wicked one. And 2 Thessalonians 2:8 says the Antichrist is that wicked. Genesis 4:3 and Daniel 11:21 shows you both of them are pretenders. Cain was a religious pretender. The Antichrist is going to try to come in peaceably, obtain the kingdom by flatteries. He's a pretender. He's going to pretend to be a religious guy. Genesis 4:9, 2 Thessalonians 2:9 through 11. Both of them were liars. Cain lied about where his brother was. The Antichrist is going to be connected with that strong delusion. He's going to cause people to believe a lie. Genesis 4:13, Revelation 19:20. Both of them get punished. The Antichrist is going to be cast into a lake of fire. Both of them are connected with a mark. Genesis 4:15, Revelation 13:16. The Lord puts a mark on Cain. The Antichrist causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead. All right, the next guy, Nimrod. His name means rebel. The Antichrist, obviously, is a rebel. You'll see in 2 Thessalonians 2:4, he opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped. Daniel 11:37, he's not going to regard the God of his fathers. Genesis 10:8 shows Nimrod's part of that line where the enemies of God come from, most of them. Genesis 10:8, Daniel 8:24, both of them are mighty. Genesis 10:9, Revelation 13:4, both of them have people saying something about them. It is said Nimrod is a mighty hunter in Genesis 10:9. And then in Revelation 13:4, they say, who is like unto the beast? So this is the people's choice, Nimrod and the Antichrist. They were both the people's choice. Genesis 10:10, Daniel 11:36, both of them are kings. Genesis 10:10 and Revelation 17:3, both of them are connected with Babylon. And Nimrod is the 13th from Adam. The Antichrist is connected with that number 13. See Revelation 13. The number 13 is the number of rebellion. Next, you got Pharaoh. Pharaoh, remember, there's more than one Pharaoh, but he's an Assyrian, and the Antichrist is Assyrian. Isaiah 52:4. Revelation 12:13, the devil and the Antichrist, of course, they want to persecute the Jews. Exodus 1:14, Pharaoh made the Jews' lives bitter with hard bondage. They're persecutors of the Jewish people. Revelation 12:3, Ezekiel 29:3, both of them are a dragon, called dragon. Revelation 11:6, you got the two witnesses that bring plagues on the Antichrist and his kingdom. And then in Exodus 7 through 12, you've got plagues coming on Pharaoh that are very similar to those plagues in the tribulation. Number 4, you got Balak. This guy hates Israel. See about him in Numbers 22:25. He wanted Balaam to curse Israel. And in Numbers 22:25, you'll see a picture of the satanic trinity. The satanic trinity is the devil, the beast, and the false prophet. You read about that in Revelation 16:3, where it says, and I saw 3 unclean spirits were like frogs coming out of the mouth of the dragon and out of the mouth of the beast and out of the mouth of the false prophet. But that picture of the satanic trinity, you had the father would be Baal, son Balak, and then the unclean spirit Balaam. Number 5, Sisera. Judges 5:19 through 26, you read about this guy. Both him and the Antichrist are going to die in Megiddo. He died in Megiddo. The Antichrist is, that's where the Antichrist is he's going to be cast into the lake of fire. as well. But Judges 5:26, Romans 16:20, head wound by a woman. In Judges 5:26, you know the story probably. Jael takes a nail and a hammer, puts it right through the temple of Sisera. So he has a head wound by a woman. And then Romans 16:20, you probably know the verse where Paul said that Satan's going to be bruised under our feet shortly, and we're the bride of Christ. So both of them head wound by a woman. Then in Judges 5:26, Zechariah 11:17, Revelation 13:3, you really see more about that head wound. The sword's going to be upon his arm and upon his right eye, Zechariah 11:17. Judges 5:19 through 20, Revelation 19:14, both of them fight heaven's army and lose. 6, you got Abimelech, Romans 16:20, Judges 9:53, both him and the Antichrist get a head wound by a woman. Number 7, you got Absalom, David's son Absalom. In 2 Samuel 15:2 through 6, you're going to see that Absalom is a charismatic, he's a flatterer, he's put on. Daniel 8:25, 11 and 11:24, the Antichrist comes in peaceably with flatteries. Absalom goes up to people and kisses them. Similar to Judas, they're flatterers. They both hate somebody significant. Absalom hated David. Antichrist, of course, hates Jesus Christ. 2 Samuel 14:25 through 26, Absalom's supposed to be a good-looking guy. Ezekiel 28:15 says the devil is perfect in beauty. 2 Samuel 18:9, Absalom hangs on a tree by his head, matching a head wound. Revelation 13:3 for the Antichrist. 2 Samuel 18:17, Revelation 9:11, both associated with a pit. 2 Samuel 18:18 shows you that Absalom has a place called Absalom Place, so he has his own place. Revelation 9:11 shows you the Antichrist has his own place. Judas died and went to his own place. 2 Samuel 18:18 and Revelation 13:14 through 15. Absalom has a memorial that he built for himself. The Antichrist in Revelation 13:14 through 15 will have an image. Number 8, King Saul. 1 Samuel 15:23 shows you he's a rebel. He hates David, a type of Jesus Christ. The Antichrist hates Jesus Christ. Something about Saul is he's a tall man. 1 Samuel 9:2, as is the next guy, Goliath. He's a tall man. 1 Samuel 17:4, the Antichrist most likely going to be tall and handsome. He's going to get the ladies. He's going to be the people's choice. He's going to be who everybody wants, like Saul. 1 Samuel 17:49 through 54, the Goliath gets a head wound. First he gets that rock to his head, then David cuts his head off. He's killed by David, just like the Antichrist is killed by Jesus Christ. Revelation 19:20. Now his height is 6 cubits and a span. He has 6 pieces of armor, and his spearhead weighed 600 shekels of iron. So you got 6, 6, 6. The Antichrist, 666. He causeth all, both rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in the right hand or in their forehead. You gotta get his mark, his number. You gotta worship the beast, and his number is going to be 666. You gotta get that on you to buy or sell. Number 10, you got Ahab. 1 Kings 16:31, Revelation 17:3. Ahab has Jezebel. The Antichrist has the great whore. Jezebel is a picture of the great whore. 1 Kings 21:20, Revelation 11:7, both of them are opposed by Elijah. 1 Kings 18:28, Revelation 13:17, both of them have followers that mark themselves. Those prophets of Baal was cutting themselves. They mark themselves. Revelation 13:17, the Antichrist followers mark themselves. They get a mark. Number 11, Jeroboam. 1 Kings 13:4, Zechariah 11:17, both of them have dried up body parts. Jeroboam sticks out his hand, it dries up. Zechariah 11:17 says, the sword shall be upon his arm and upon his right eye. His arm shall be clean dried up, and his right eye shall be utterly darkened. Both of them have a dried up body part. Now, you read about Jeroboam in 1 Kings 13 and 2 Chronicles 13, and then you read about the Antichrist in Revelation 13, so pay attention to the 13s. Now, next you got Nabal, enemy of David, a type of Christ. The Antichrist is an enemy of Jesus Christ. 1 Samuel 25:3, Revelation 13:5-7, both of them are evil in their doings. 1 Samuel 25:25, 2 Thessalonians 2:8, Nabal is called a man of Belial. In 1 Samuel 25:25 and 2 Thessalonians 2:8 shows you who the Antichrist is. He's a man of the devil. And Nabal's a man of Belial. Then you got Daniel 8:24, Daniel 11:36 shows you the Antichrist is going to prosper. 1 Samuel 25:6, Nabal is prospering. They probably like the prosperity gospel. 1 Samuel 25:10, Daniel 11:37. You know, they both, 1 Samuel 25:10, Nabal says, who is David? Who is David? A type of Jesus. David's a type of Jesus Christ, and he's like, who is David? Anyway, Daniel 11:37, the Antichrist is not going to regard the God of his fathers. Number 13, Sennacherib, enemy of Israel. Army is smote by the angel of the Lord in Isaiah 37:37-38. Just like the Antichrist, his army is going to be smote by the Lord Jesus Christ. Revelation 19:19-21. 14, you got Nebuchadnezzar. In Daniel 3:1-7, he's got an image that he wants people to bow down to. The Antichrist has an image in Revelation 13:15-18 that he wants people to bow down to. Daniel 3:19, Nebuchadnezzar persecutes the Jews. Ezekiel 26:7, Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon. Revelation 17:3-5, the Antichrist and Babylon are in bed together. Jeremiah 51:34, Revelation 12:3, both compared to a dragon. Then you got number 15, Haman. Esther 7:6 calls him an adversary. 1 Peter 5:8 says, the devil's our adversary. Esther 3:5-6, Haman wants to kill the Jews. The Antichrist wants to kill the Jews. Esther 7:10, Haman is hanged by his head to pacify the king's wrath. Head wound again. 16, Solomon. Solomon's a strange one because for a while he was a type of Christ. Then something happens and he turns into a type of the Antichrist. In 2 Chronicles 9:13, watch out for the 13s. And Revelation 13:18, 666, both connected with the 666. He has 6 lines on both sides of his throne with 6 steps. So 6 lines on this side, 6 lines on this side, and 6 steps going up. He was a type of Christ, but changes after the mention of the 666 in 2 Chronicles 9:13, where it talks about the weight of gold that came to Solomon in 1 year was 666. So when it mentioned that 666, he went from being a type of Jesus Christ to a type of the Antichrist. And the Antichrist changes in the middle of the trib when he breaks his covenant with the Jews. So you see a similarity there as well. Number 17, you got Herod. Tries to take the place of God. In Acts 12:21-23, they said it was the voice of a God when he spoke, and he didn't correct them. And 2 Thessalonians 2:4, the Antichrist. He opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped. Isaiah 14:11 and Acts 12:24 shows you worms connected with worms. Herod is eaten of worms. Isaiah 14:11 talks about the devil, talks about the worms covering him. Then you got Judas, who is most likely the spirit of Judas Iscariot goes into the Antichrist. And he is a crazy character. Judas goes to his own place in Acts 1:25, just like Absalom had his own place. You know, we just talked about Absalom up here. Where do you go? Absalom, number 7. He had his own place. Judas died and went to his own place. Revelation 9:11, the Antichrist has his own place, the bottomless pit. Judas was a devil in John 6:70 through 71 before the devil enters into him in John 13:27. Judas Iscariot, 13 letters in his name, John 17:12, and 2 Thessalonians 2:3. Both of them are called the son of perdition. And Judas hangs himself and then falls down and falls headlong, gets a head wound, and his bowels gush out. So Judas Iscariot, definitely a type of the Antichrist. That's your 18 types of Antichrist right there. And I hope this is give you a good spiritual meal tonight. Write this down in the back of your Bible. It's very handy to have. It didn't take very long to go through, only like 17 minutes, but it took a long time to get all these references and write them down. But now you can write them down a lot faster than I did.